If you want to know how to make peanuts in large quantity, this video is for you. Even for your personal use, you will find this video very helpful. Hello Value family, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you on how to make peanuts. You can even start this as a side hustle. Every details you need to know about making peanuts, just make sure to watch this video to the end. First of all, we have to sort out the groundnut. For the purpose of this video, I'm making use of 1 pint of groundnut for this, and I'm using this short grain groundnut, if it's what it's called. This is the smaller types of groundnut. So I'm going to add in salt. Proceed now to pour in hot water to allow this groundnut to soak for just few minutes. After 5 minutes, don't let the groundnut soak for more than 5 minutes. If not, the groundnut will be properly cooked and you won't like that. So just stir this together and allow this for 5 minutes maximum. After that, I'm just going to drain out the hot water, transfer this to the tray and take this under the sun for this to dry. I think we should calculate the cost of this peanuts together. Especially if you're making for business, you will know how to cost your peanuts. For the purpose of this video, I bought this 1 pint of granite for 6,500 naira. So this is how small the granules are. We have the bigger types of granules, but I prefer this one for the peanuts. So after drying it, this is what it looks like. It is very dry. You just want the granule to be very dry. You can leave this for 1 day for it to dry very well, depending on the weather. So after drying, I'm just going to assemble the granules back into the bowl. So I'm going to set this aside. This is the groundnut. So now into the bowl, I'm going to be adding in all-purpose flour. For the 1 pint of groundnut, we'll be making use of 16 cups of all-purpose flour. And this was gotten for approximately 3,000 naira. So added in salt. For commercial purpose, you just want the milk you're going to add to it to really pop up. Hence, I'm adding in some milk flavor. Go ahead and add in your milk. The milk flavor is just going to enhance the milk you are adding and it will taste so milky. Add in 1 teaspoon of grated nutmeg. So these are all the whole dry ingredients we're using for this. So you're going to mix this all together and you're going to set it aside. Make sure the ingredients are well combined. If you cannot mix it thoroughly like this, you can make this in a bigger bowl or use your sieve to sieve all this together. That way you are sure that your dry ingredients are well combined. So after mixing this, I'm just going to set it aside too. And we're going to mix our wet ingredients. Since we are doing this costing together, so the little other ingredients are added in. I pegged it at the price of 1,000 naira. Now to the dry ingredients. Into another bowl, we are going to be cracking in some eggs. And for this, we are going to make use of 9 pieces of medium-sized eggs. Depending on your location, the cost of egg may vary. But for half weight of egg, we are going to cost it for 2,500 naira. But you can get it within 2,500 naira to 3,000 naira. So into the egg mixture, we are going to be pouring in 3 cups of sugar. And these 3 cups of sugar cost 1,500 naira. So add in your flavor. I prefer the banana flavor for this, and I added in 1 tablespoon of banana flavor. You can as well use vanilla depending on what you want. But try add banana flavor in your peanut. It gives it one unique taste and you're going to enjoy it. So what you're going to do now is that we're going to mix all these ingredients together. Make sure to mix it very well. You want the sugar to be properly immersed in this egg mixture. You can see how I'm beating it. So after mixing, this is what we have. We have our granite, we have the sugar mixture, that's the sugar and eggs, and we have the dry ingredients. So these are the 3 mixtures we are going to be using for this peanuts. If you want to start a side hustle with this, hope you are following, hope you are taking notes, hope you are jotting down the prices of everything we are using here. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to scoop the egg mixture and pour this over the granite. See, if you are just beginning this, I will advise you to first of all do this in small quantity or just divide your granite into smaller bowl. That way you can be able to shake this thing so that it can coat evenly. See, as an OG, I don't need to divide in small quantity. So after making sure that the egg mixture has gone around the granules, what I'm going to add now is the dry mixture. This is the flour mixture. So what you're going to do is that you're going to shake the granules so that the flour can actually coat well. So you're going to continue this process. If you notice that it's too wet, add in more flour. If it's too dry, add in more eggs. So you're just going to continue with this until the peanuts are properly coated. So just watch as I am doing this. If you're a beginner, I would advise you to shake this in an anti-clockwise motion instead of just twisting it up and down. If you are already an OG, you just know how it's been done. But if you're a beginner, just shake it in an anti-clockwise position. So after about 3 to 4 times of shaking, this is what you have. What I'm going to do now is that the few that are very clumped together, I'm going to use my hands and separate them. Just separate them and add them back to the bowl. You don't need to mold anything with your hands. What you're going to add now is more flour, and you're going to shake this, and it will be well coated. Like I said earlier, just add in more of your flour mixture. So I'm just going to add it and shake this too. After shaking, all those ones you just opened up, they are going to coat very well. Once I'm satisfied with this, I'm not just going to fry this directly. We are going to make use of a sieve to sieve this. You don't want to fry this with some dry flour. If not, your oil will be very unfit to be used for later purpose. So you're just going to transfer this to a sieve this out. You see the leftover flour that didn't coat with any peanuts is just going to come out. So after sieving this, I'll pour it to a different bowl. I'm just going to add in more peanuts and sieve this. Don't worry about your peanuts. Once it's well coated, nothing is going to happen to it. It's not going to uncoat. I just want to ask, have you subscribed to our channel yet? Are you a member of this wonderful community? If you are not, just take a moment and hit the subscribe button. I share value here on this channel. So right now, you are going to be making use of vegetable oil, and this is a deep frying. So add in your oil to your pan. To test whether your oil is fit for frying, I'm going to be using one peanut to test this. See, watch if the peanut is able to come up to the top. You just know that the oil is ready to be fried. You don't want your peanut going in to soak in oil without frying. So pour in your peanut into your medium heated oil. Your oil should not be too hot. It shouldn't be too cold either. So you're going to stir this and allow this to fry. Remember what I said, your oil is on medium heat. It is not too hot, it is not too cold. When it's too hot, your peanut is just going to fry on the outside and the inside won't be properly cooked. Remember, we've not fried this granite. You want the granite also to be cooked while the peanut is well fried. And this can be achieved when your oil is on medium heat. When it's on low heat, your peanut is going to soak excess oil and you won't like that at all. So what you're going to do for me here is that you're going to stir your peanut occasionally. Remember, there is no flipping over for the other side to fry. So by stirring this occasionally, your peanut is going to fry evenly. Once the color changes, you just know your peanut is ready. So I use one of these to test and it hasn't browned very well. So I continue stirring this occasionally to the color changes. You're going to see the difference with this color now and the color when your peanut is properly fried. Since we are doing the costing of this peanut together, the cost of the oil I use for this peanut is 3,000 naira, and this is 1 liter of oil. 1 liter of oil can actually fry your 1 pint of peanuts for you. Some minutes after stirring this occasionally, you just know that peanut is ready when it turns this color. So what you're going to do now is you're going to transfer this to your sieve now for it to drain any excess oil. So I'm just scooping out the peanuts from the oil. As you can see, none of the peanuts opened in the oil. So if you follow this recipe, just be rest assured that you get the perfect peanut for both your home use and for commercial purpose. So after taking out the whole peanuts from the oil, before you add in the next batch, I just want to add this. Make sure to reduce your heat because your heat is already hot at this stage. So before you add in your next batch, make sure to reduce your heat and just continue the same process. Allow this to really fry before you stir this occasionally. That way, you will make yourself peanut that you and your family will enjoy, or you and your customers really want more. So here, I'm done frying all the peanuts, and this is what we have. One thing you have to do is to allow your peanuts to actually cool before you start packaging. So you can transfer this to a bowl or even onto a tray. So I'm just going to allow this to cool before you start packaging this. I know why I want you guys to do this costing with me together, because my last post on how to make plantain chips for commercial purpose, a lot of you guys were asking me how much they'll sell a container of a plantain chips. Let me tell you this here. The cost of production might vary depending on your location. The cost of producing this peanut here may be different from what it will cost you to produce your own peanut in your location. Just take for instance, if I decide to sell this sachet of peanut for 300 naira per one, after calculating the cost of production and everything that is required and the cost of my labor, and you just asking, you decide to peg your own at the same price. What if you got your own material at a costlier rate? Let me tell you one thing, you'll be running at a loss. So what I advise you to do here is to take down a pen and a paper. Write down the cost of every material you use for your production, even down to the cost of gas. You can peg your labor at 20% and your profit maybe maximum should be 25%. That way you are able to arrive at your selling price without running at a loss. For these smaller ones, I'm using this nylon that have this seal at the end, and you can decide to weigh your peanut. You can just decide on the grams that you want. If you're not weighing, you can just take something as a measuring scale to package your peanuts so they can all weigh the same. And what I use here is what they call label sticker. You can as well print your sticker for this. For the bottle one, let me just give you a little trick to maximize profit if you are making for business. So after filling to your gauge, just squeeze the bottle, that's the bottom of the bottle like this, so that the peanut can reach the brim before you cover. Even when you hit the peanut at the table counter like this, see the size of the peanut is not going to reduce. If you get value, make sure to just type great value in the comment section. So this is what you have. Your peanuts are ready. And this can last up to 8 months without anything happening to the peanut. The taste is not going to change. The taste is just still going to remain the same. And if you cook or seal your peanuts very well, it will remain crunchy up to that 8 months. One thing that affects the taste of peanuts over time is the quality of oil you use. So I advise you today is to make use of quality oil when frying your peanuts. So invest in quality oil. And after about 4 reuse of that oil, please discard it. It's going to affect the taste of peanuts, even though you're using it to fry peanuts alone. After about 4 reuse of that oil, just discard it. Thank you guys for watching. If there is any other question you would like to know, let me know in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer it all. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button below. Your subscription means a lot to me. I'll see you in my next one.